This is very awkward. So, here's the thing. I just got booed, and I didn't really know what it was. I just got booed, seriously. I was wearing this, planning to watch some sort of Halloween-themed horror film, and sure, get out of the way. And I just happened to get this at my doorstep. It says, "You have been booed." I don't know what that means. Sounds lame, but whatever. So, boo! This film. Boo! 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 Boo? Boo, 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 boo. I'm going done. Boo. 2018. It is about this father who gets basically a chain letter, basically saying if you have to pass along this chain letter to like someone else. If you don't, you will be haunted by basically your past, and they'll make you go insane until you like kill your family or commit suicide. Okay, that's interesting enough. The reviews for this film were shit, and I was like, oh, are we gonna go into this film expecting a really shit film? Well, pros and cons. Pros. The family. Okay, so it's a family. It's a family in this film, and basically the father is a real, like, Christian or Catholic, whatever. They don't really explain it. You just know that he is, he worships God. And he is, like, this really strict father, and his family is, like, really dysfunctional. And that is something I did not expect going into this film. I liked the family in this film. The family, oh my God. I didn't expect to like them, because in the first 10 minutes they're like established to be this family that are just terrible. Like, they do not love each other at all, and you can see that like when they're at the breakfast, when they're at the table and they're eating breakfast, and you can feel like, oh, they don't like each other. But damn, like while watching this film, I was like, these guys are really good. I like this whole aspect of the movie where it's the whole family, and that they're struggling, and as things get progressively worse, because it's a horror film, shit's gonna go down. Like, as things go on later in this film, it's like you're rooting for the family, because as the film progresses, they're evolving. Like, their character traits and the characters are growing throughout the film, and that's exactly what I want in these types of films, with a family aspect, a family dynamic that, is dysfunctional. Like in Krampus, what made that film was I said that wrong. What worked in that film with the family aspect was the family. They're dysfunctional. And then later as the film progresses, they learn the error of their ways. But it's not like, oh yeah, like you're right, I'm wrong. It's like, no, they're all wrong, and they're all coming together in the end. And they're like, we'll get through this together. That's what this film did right. And the actors did a real serviceable job. It's not a high budget film. However, I will say the camera quality and everything looked real polished. It looked clean, and it looked really good. Like, this film looks solid. And while watching this film, there were legit a few moments where I was kind of creeped out. There's this one scene where the kid is left alone in the house, and he's walking down the stairs, and you see the cross right by him, and it's like turning upside down. It's like, okay, shit's getting down. And as he's walking down the stairs, you look behind him, and you see you see a ghost. You see a sheet. You see this. You see it behind him. Like, you see this thing behind him. And I was like, oh, that's creepy. And there's a few jump scares in here. They're not like jump scares that bothered me really much. Like, they're jump scares. I was a little annoyed, but at the same time, I wasn't like, oh, I hate this film just because it has jump scares. And wow, while watching this film, I can't express enough how much I like the family dynamic of this film. Now let's move into our cons. wow. We only have a few cons here. First of all, some of the CGI in this film was a little... There's one scene where this girl cuts herself, and while she's cutting herself, the blood is, you can tell it's really digital, and oh, it looks bad. It looks really bad. There's one scene where a ghost appears, and it doesn't look too bad, but you can tell like they had to film this in a dark scene, otherwise it wouldn't work. And this film, for some people, will be very long. It has a real slow pace because it didn't bug me because I was fine with it. I liked the characters and I wanted to see them get out of the situation. I wanted to see how the film would progress, and the pacing and the progression of this film felt really good. It felt legit. But what I hated most about this film was the ending. The ending. Wow. Okay. So, boo. Overall, it was a very, very well done, slow-paced horror film. Has its flaws? Yeah, sure. There's one kid actor who does not a bad job, but there's a few lines here and there that just kind of feel okay, you're forcing that, or you're not really doing that good of a job, kid. I'm sorry. But overall, it was a very slow-paced horror film that actually was creepy at some parts. And overall, I liked it. And I will spoil the ending of this film. But before I do, I'm going to give my rating. So if you guys want to just see this film, go ahead. It's on Stars for free. I'm going to give this a B-. I was going to give this movie a B+ until that ending. Let me talk about that. If the director sees this film, I want to actually sit down with you and have a conversation about why you thought the ending was good. Because the ending sucks. It ruined anything that the film was leading up to. The family dies. As the film was getting towards the climax, which was really entertaining, they die. They all have stuff in their past that they're trying to overcome. The ghost is the main ghost, the Boo ghost, I'm calling him. Basically is, the father did something to a school bully and he's being stalked by him. The mom had basically this baby that she didn't want and she killed, and the one daughter is cutting herself. And they all manage to come together and they fight through it. And they're like, we'll get through this as a family. And I was like, yes, they're progressing. I love this. And then the ending, their other kid, he's like this weird kid. He draws weird ghosts and stuff. And he's like, oh, the ghost, he's coming for us. It's the curse. And, the family doesn't. He's just there at the front door. Front door closes. He burns the house down. And kills the family. And then the film ends with nothing else. And you can see the ghost behind him. It's not a bad ghost. He looks cool and scary, but, it's whatever. But man, wow. I'm genuinely frustrated because I liked the family in this film. I really did. And I liked where it was going. But no, they ruin it. They ruin it by having the kid hey, I'm evil, I'm possessed, and he kills his family. I hated that. It was a major letdown. If I were to change the ending, I would have had it to because throughout the film, nobody listens to the kid. He's seen as the kid that's, cuckoo. I would have loved it if he's like, you guys didn't believe me. And now look where we are, standing right here. I'm going to kill you. And the family's like, no, come to us. We're a family now. We'll get through this. And the ghost is behind him. He's like, nuh-uh. They betrayed you. Come to me. Kill them. And I would have loved it if the kid came with the family and they all managed to beat it. And they won. And at the end, they're like, this pulled us together. This pulled us closer together as a family. That would have been more emotional. And I would have loved that ending because there were a few moments in this film where I'm like, yeah, I like that. That's emotional. I didn't really cry, but it was good. I liked where it was going. And this ending fucked it up. nah, we're gonna go with the scary kid route. It bugged the hell out of me, man. I sat there for like a few seconds, like, what? Film was over? That sucked. I hate that. I really hate that. I'm genuinely serious. I did not like that. I was expecting like the family to like get out. No, they died. They fucking died. Wow. What a disappointment. It didn't kill the film, but it was definitely a disappointment. You know? The Boo. If the whole legend is, if you don't pass this on, something from your past will haunt you, we'll see what that is. We'll see what that is in the next video. Because I have unfinished business. I have unfinished business with a certain sequel that I didn't really review. So let's get to that.